and it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Hello everybody and welcome back to another beautiful evening of Formula Sunday. We're already a minute into qualifying. I'm very sorry for being slightly late. I just came home and, well, no better thing to do on a Sunday evening than to watch some Formula Sundays. So, we still have not missed our first hot lap yet, which is gonna be set by Cherry most likely in the Racing Bulls. So yeah, I see the first few people in the chat. Fabian with the sub, Urban Nitro, attendance check passed, I guess. And yeah, we have 16 drivers here, not quite the same field that we had last week. A slightly different lineup. This time around we have Toro rebranded as Hansen here with us. Randro is driving and Sid is, and I think all three of them have not been there last week. Oh, and Merck is as well, I think he wasn't there last time as well, I think. So yeah, I'm not sure if MQ was there last weekend. I think we did not have any Red Bull last time around. And yeah, and the McLaren, please stay away from God. Well, it's a tough ask, I guess. I don't know if you saw Singapore earlier. Even if the McLarens are winning, they're not staying away from the walls. Yeah, if you were not here last weekend, Brandon Back, who is not here tonight, I think was pretty much undisputed the fastest around there. And apart from that, it's very all over the place, I think. I think Seagull ultimately managed to get a podium regardless, but it's definitely a good mix-up. I think Sid here is one of the favorites. He's supposedly very good as well. But Seagull is not as dominant as he was. Jannemann is honestly kinda ass at this point. No front. But compared to his former self on F1 2023, yeah, it is a night and day difference. But yeah, he has turned off Racing Line, as has Seagull, so both of them will get used to it over the run of the season, presumably, and they will get better. One thing that we've just seen here, I'm not entirely sure who it was, but I think it is the Haas and the McLaren there standing in turn 4, who got 5-place grid penalties already. Penalties are running rampant, honestly. It's kind of crazy. There is so many penalties. We had so many 10-second penalties for contact last race, and I think we had like 5 or 6 grid penalties in quali as well. Yeah, it is tough. Can't take any more heartache or astral screaming. I think astral screaming is like pretty much his calm state of being. So it's gonna be hard to prevent that. It's a very close qualifying here so far, honestly. Like, Sid of course is 0.6 ahead of Martin, but then from Martin down to Merck, P2 to 10, are merely... I don't know, it's a second actually, I can't math. Yeah, okay, I gotta go. I forgot to turn my fridge off. Okay. We recover from the preschool math, not mathing. Okay, Mofa is not driving the track how I would drive the track personally. This is also a very nice spot to bank yourself on the curb and not be able to move at all, which he fortunately prevented. And I think he's having a little case of the tires being warm, and so he will never... Caught in 4K. He will never be able to get moving again properly. Okay, Hansen here, aka Toru, is just using qualifying as a warm-up here on his medium tire. Brain ain't braining. Which is respectable, I guess. I always try to find out if my setup works in the quali session as well. There's no need to test beforehand. I wonder if he's even gonna set a lap on softs at all, but the track is very short, so you can go into the pits very, very quickly in doubt and then go for 1 or 2 hot laps still. Not even sure how much ERS you use here, even though I'm like not entirely sure how the new system works at all. Because it might just be that you can well, use more than you would have usually used on the old game. Like, there were tracks where you only use like 50% of the battery, so if you mess 1 lap up slightly, you can still like go for 2 back-to-back hot laps on the soft tire. But I think here you can spend more ERS, and I'm not entirely sure if you can recover even more on tracks like this. It's a lot of high speed, but of course a lot of lifting, braking, so it should be decent to recover some energy. But yeah, we've seen Toru already. I'll try to call him Hansen, because like generally I feel like rebrands should be respected, I guess. But it's so engraved in my brain that I might still call him Toru every now and then. But yeah, Martin. Yeah, it's just in the middle sector here, running a little deeper as you would usually, I think. But here, middle DRS zone. Wait, is the... Okay, I did actually not know that the DRS zone in Zandvoort starts so early. Must be like the only DRS zone that is actually through a turn, because you can open up here already. Then okay, I mean it's banked, so it's like not entirely like a real turn, but yeah, interesting. Maybe they changed that, because I'm fairly certain the activation point was at the end of the banking. But yeah, this presumably makes it a little bit easier to overtake. It's just makes the slipstreaming zone a little bit longer. Kingsman currently in P4. Oh, Jannemann has actually put out a banger for once. Maybe he has hooked since last week. Last week was not great for him. Oh, and that is too aggressive on the curb. Kingsman with the invalidation. Let's see what our beloved bird is cooking here. Mr. Seagull. Give me a gull. Yeah, purple sector 1, even though I'm not sure if this is fixed on this game, or if the game is still blatantly just lying to our face with the colors. I think is it Randro or is it MQ? The Red Bull there definitely laying a little bit of a smoke screen ahead of Seagull, but he managed alright. Another purple sector. Yeah, he has got to be smashing this best time if this is believable even remotely. Not too bad through here. Probably take a little bit more exit speed, but all the ERS about to be used up, and that is a, yeah, provisional pole for the Aston driver. Not sure if he did not get a quali lap in at all last weekend, or if it just wasn't any good, but I think he started further down, if I'm not mistaken. So I was about to say cool to see him back up on top, but honestly, we've had so much of that. I could live, or I lived very well with the fact that Seagull struggled a little bit in the early stages of that last race. But we'll see. Sid will definitely challenge him. It's only 2/10 down right now. There's a little bit of a gap to Jannemann. That is for sure. Let's see what MQ can do. 0.2, that is not a big improvement. It's currently not even getting him up to P12. Lord and Savior Seagull, yeah. Seagull dominance could war fans. Now, like, Brandenburg did cook last weekend. And I'm sure, I think, like, Sid, from what I've read in the Discord, is supposed to be cooking as well. Let's see, back to Martin maybe. Oh yeah, okay, this is some sort of outlap or immediate abandoned lap. 7 seconds down is not great. Glenn! Oh yeah, Glenn was up in the mix if I'm not mistaken. I think he was very good last weekend as well. I like my peanut brain. This week passed so there's so much happened this week. I can barely even remember what was on the weekend, but I'm fairly certain Glenn was sort of high up, at least in quali. Maybe there was an incident. I think there may have been an incident. No kick terrorism today. Lauda is not gonna 360 no-scope someone again. Eric, with an improvement, does not need to go super far to make up viable ground. 0.4 improvement would already give him, like, 4 positions. Let's see his delta after Sector 2. 0.3. Not much further to go right now. He's just behind Randro. You can find the 10th here. He could go as far as P5. Excuse me. So, let's see. Coming over the line. And... just behind Martin there. But P6, not horrible for Eric neither. Martin did qualify very well last weekend as well. I think he was 5th or 6th. Like, he was in that area as well. Was definitely in the best of the rest spot. And then, well, definitely got killed turn 1. Because you can't have nice things. I think Astral just improved. Or is it the Delta just lying? I think, no, actually he should be on a hot lap right now. He still has enough energy to go for one. But 0.2 down here, he needs 0.2 for meals and then another 2.5 tenths to reach Cherry. Now there's a little bit more competition further down here, which is very nice to see. Hansen now in P11 for now. And then, yeah, like Hansen, Astral and Merc currently divided by less than 0.02. So that's very cool to see. Fairly sure that Solar can go a little bit quicker on a good lap and be sort of in contention at least. And Mofa, well, has not managed to set a lap at all yet. Okay, Astral back into the pits. Okay, well, okay, no, I think Martin's coming into the pits. If I saw it correctly, he was 1.4 seconds down after Sector 2. That is a little bit too much to make up. Let's see. Yeah, Merc. First race of the season for them. Were not there last week. And definitely some interesting lines, taking this one a lot tighter than I think others do. But then again, like, the very weird turns here in Zandvoort. There's like turn 1 and I think this turn 4. You can drive very, very different lines through them. And the middle sector looks quite alright. Mercedes here needs to get out of the way. Does so just about. Better managed by that Alpine there. Was it an Alpine? Yeah, it was Solar, I think. Last turn. Let's see it. I think this is not an improvement for Merc, but we will see. Yeah, half a second down in the end. That's not too great for the last attempt that you're probably gonna get. MQ also still very far down. He's on another outlap here, or rather already abandoned it. Still on full energy. Let's see what Solar can do. Hassen. Oh, where's the end of sector 1? There it is. Just slightly up on his time right now. A lot of ground to be gained though. A little bit tight here. Let's see. Last one looking decent. Not quite at the apex, but you don't really need to be. And the improvement is just ever so slightly. Maybe he did have some mistake in this last sector here, costing him a lot of time that he can make up. Missing the apex by quite a bit there as well. Thus, not the best exit speed. Let's see if it is enough. He's not using ERS enough as well. Maybe this is a big issue for him as well. He's on 50% ERS still. Others use the entire battery during a lap. Let's see. Sid is one of the two main pole contenders here, with Seagull together. Martin has also at some point managed to drive a P3 worthy lap, which is great to see, honestly. Gotta love Martin being fast. And Mofa is on an outlap and he will not make it to start the last lap here, I think. Just a little bit too late, yeah. No more lap for him. The Haas starting from the back now. Where is Sid gonna start? 0.14. He needs about 3/10 here. 3/10, 300ths at least to beat Seagull for once. But then of course you want to stay ahead of Seagull as well, who is also on a hot lap. But this last turn looked decent to start. And it is just behind Seagull here. Seagull coming across the line in a bit now. He's a 10th up currently. He could drive a 108 here. And let's see it. It is a 108 in the end. 108.99. Nicely done by Seagull. Jannemann on an invalid lap. Kingsman not improving here neither. I think Randro just came over the line and snatched P5. Let's see, and MQ I think, I was about to say is the final one on a competitive lap here, but he is not on a competitive lap. Either on low fuel mode or just generally not going fast. Ah well. Yeah, retiring here, so we don't have to wait for his car to be pushed in the box. The Aston of Kingsman about to be put into the garage. And here we are with the qualifying. So, Glenn Selk, I did jump over apparently. He did also get a very good last attempt in. P3 for him. Together with Martin on the second row now. Very nice result, I think, for these two. And yeah, Seagull and Sid, it's gonna be one of them winning the race, I think, is a pretty safe prediction. Glenselk and Martin in very exciting positions as well. Sid and Glenselk here on their home race. Randro in a very nice 5th. Looking forward to see what he can do from there. And Jannemann getting a far better qualifying than I think his out of top 10 position last time around. Eric in the Williams, good again here as well. And then Kingsman, I think MQ and Ferry were the last few ones in the top 10. So, the race is about to be starting. And yeah, it's a very exciting grid we are looking at here. A lot of drivers who are far quicker compared to the field than they were before. And I think our midfield is like really good here. And also I think Zandvoort is... Well, it's an interesting track, I think, for a race. You have decent overtaking opportunities, especially with that longer DRS zone on the start-finish straight. Otherwise, it is very technical though. So it's easy to make mistakes. I've heard by some of the drivers that it is quite a pain to drive. So, yeah. Might be a track where we see individual mistakes every now and then. I, for myself, know this is not an easy one to drive, even though I think I did get my best elite tier position here with a P3. Yes, the Mato did get a podium once in his short driver career. Hey, what up, Herbie? How is the business? Or did I forget something and that's why you're yelling at me now? Oh my god, Martin is in a wall already. Wall speedrun any percent, the world record holder. Still Martin. He's just the GOAT. Seagull on softs. And quite a lot of people on softs. I wonder if soft mediums is a thing here. Because that's unusual, I think. Usually this is sort of the split between hards and mediums, but there's rarely any soft runners. I think last week Seagull did go for softs as well, but he was not starting in front then. Yeah, there's a couple of spaces here where there is more than 10 car lengths between the individual cars. Very illegal. But yeah, I hope we're seeing the projected strategy screen in a bit. Shows up once we enter like sector 3 here. Sometimes it doesn't. Maybe it shows up in the first... Okay, Seagull is definitely going places as well. Putting a little layer of dirt on his tires for some extra distraction on the start. Trying to even out the difference between his soft tires and the mediums behind him. Wonder where Jannemann can go with his softs. He's got a couple of medium runners ahead. We've seen the tires look very different on start in past few races. Martin disqualified, parked wrongly. Still issue. Where the heck is that Haas? Hello? Yeah, okay, I mean, like, Seagull's tires at this point, until the Haas reaches the spot, are like ice cold. Bro, how is he parking? Yeah, okay, that's one of the parking jobs of all time. Anyways, DRS disabled, yeah, thank you. And lights are on. And they're out and away we go. MQ rejoins the lobby apparently just now, but no AI chaos here. A lot of side-by-side action through turn 1. But I think everybody got through safely so far. Martin banging wheels with Jannemann a little bit, who seemed to have a very good start here. Drifting over the curb in the middle there. Is about to lose a position to Martin here maybe. Jannemann and Kingsman side by side. Still side by side, and I think Jannemann stays in his P6 now, but Kingsman did get a couple of positions. Randro down 2. No change in the top 4 in the end. And further down, I think only Solar lost out big time on the start. Mofa passed 2 people already. Oh no, I think Mofa was ahead of Merc in the start. Oops. But yeah, Solar lost 2 positions, and apart from that, it stayed about the same. MQ, oh, yellow flag somewhere. Martin off the track, and ooh, his rejoining. Ay, caused a little bit of a Racing Bulls chain reaction, and even worse, Cherry gets a 10-second time penalty for collision with Hansen there. And he's losing out more and more positions. Smoke into turn 1 here. I think... Whoop. It's just a little bit of late braking, locking up here. Little contact between Astral and Cherry. Cherry tries to go around the outside, goes for the switchback. Got a little bit tight for the Haas there for a second, but he backs out as well. MQ further down, getting overtaken by Merc. And, well, let's just jump on board a little bit. We've seen enough TV view. Martin here. Is about to attack Eric ahead, who does not have DRS. Martin, however, has it. Helps him to stay very close behind here, and I think he's certainly going to be able to launch an attack on the straight. Coming up. Seagull already 2.5 seconds away, so Lando Norris performance for Seagull here. Fastest lap for him. And MQ is out of the race somehow. Not entirely sure what happened there. Looks like he spun into Sector 3. Oh, Martin with a nice catch here. Beautiful little drift. Slightly suboptimal racing line, I guess, but he keeps the position. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, that's some corner cutting. What the hell happened there with Astral? Just driving rally at this point. They're drifting through the gravel and just about making the turn. Definitely a hairpin cut and handbrake moment. Dirty tire still, you can see it very nicely. There, the grip not quite there. And I could hear it had something to do with Cherry. Yeah, okay, I mean, this is not unlikely, given that Cherry's just behind him. Maybe a little love tap on the rear. Yeah, I mean, Cherry, of course, has his own cross to bear with his 10-second penalty that he's gotten for a presumable collision with Hansen there, where he also presumably couldn't even do much. Very deep into turn 1. It's not horrible to do that and recover very well due to, yeah, just the way turn 1 is really. You can, like, go for switchbacks or like go deep for dive and stuff very, very well here. Eric has made it past Martin again in the meantime. Actually, let's just jump up here a little bit. Seems like Galan and Yaneman are really hounding Sid a little bit. Could be a little 3-way battle. What? Okay, wait. Some positional changes up in here, and there's contact there, I think. Morpha there maybe turned in on Cherry. I'm not entirely sure if this is like accurate in terms of who was at fault. There's a positional change for P2 here into turn 1. We're staying with our little battle further back. Astral, I think, could be looking up the inside of the Mercedes here. Emil's, yeah, Merc just running very, very deep there. A little bit too deep, maybe. As Cherry could try to move around the outside or make a switchback happen here, but that's not happening here. It's a little bit risky to do that as well. I think IRL, you can do it a little bit better than in the game. Oh yeah, these 3/4 when Merc closes up again. Still running in a very tight pack here. Oh my god, Cherry definitely taking a little bit too much curb there. He's fully sliding on it. Nice 50-50 grind there for him. So let's see, what can Jannemann cook? He did use some overtake. Did in the Alpine ahead. Did go on the grass a little bit. I wonder if both of them go through here. Ooh, and he can be happy if he does not have front wing damage here. That was... again, I'm not entirely sure if this is Jannemann's fault or if Glenn is cutting him off there. And he kind of only thinks like the Alpine is there and does not have mind that Jannemann can go through there as well. 6 laps. Didn't I never have seen more incompetent driving in my life, yeah. These people have no idea how to drive. I mean... I will say some of the incidents we have seen are a little bit questionable. But it's probably also a good bit harder to control the new cars properly. And also, like, just do it better, you know? But yeah, the order is definitely mixed up a little bit. Seagull, oh! Seagull is still P1, but what the hell is even going on here? And that wasn't too great by Merc here, can't lie. See what I mean, dude? Yeah, I saw this one. This one was not great. I will say that. Yeah, if Herbie is here, man, your two prodigies keep killing each other. What the hell is up with that? So Jannemann is just about closing in on Sid and Glensalk again. Kingsman now with him. I think he will still close the gap to the others as well. I mean, of course they are within a second, but I think like they're really in range for battle if they are closer than half a second. Seagull instead, I think, lost some time. I'm not entirely sure, but if I remember correctly, he was a little bit further away a little bit ago. Yeah, let's see. Yes, clean overtake ahead of Jannemann here. From his POV here, the 2 medium runners, Kingsman behind him on the softs. I will only assume that you go soft medium and you can go to the end here. Especially with Martin picking hards already. Yeah. So presumably it's a one-stopper for pretty much everybody. I mean, softs don't seem too great here anymore neither, maybe. I mean, maybe it's just Jannemann driving without racing line and not getting the brake points right. But he did have 2 or 3 very terrible turns just. At this race we can like 36 reports. Yeah. It might become very bad. I sure hope not. But it might. So Jannemann has it all to do now to get back into the 1 second window again. Eagle, as if he heard me, has just gained half a second in the last lap. For no reason. And pretty much everywhere else, the gaps are kind of closed here. Let's go on Sid's POV a little bit, because he is right now the closest to any other car. And Glensalk is kind of losing out more time, right? Just like half a second maybe in this middle sector again. Maybe the softs are still very good, or Glensalk just not quite on the pace of Sid and Seagull. Are running very deep here. It's gonna be crucially still ahead. the DRS detection point, so Sid is going to be the one who's opening the wings. Nice little catch there, but this will it prevent him from overtaking? I think he might still go past here. Yeah, he used a little bit of DRS regardless. Yeah. Very inside line here, going far on the exit instead. And I think, oh no, it's no, the little dot of Glenser is just behind him. You can barely see it on the minimap, but Jannemann and Kingsman are getting a little bit closer again. Randro pretty much in his own race, and so is Eric, who has not seen any other car in quite a while as well. Let's jump on board with the Williams here. Well, Kingsman could be in position for a move on the main straight now. Especially if Jannemann does not manage to get into DRS, which it seems he didn't. But this is not the greatest corner exit by Kingsman. Lost 0.2 in that turn alone. This is still enough. Okay, actually, like, the earlier DRS is kind of crazy. It's so much more speed. It wasn't that easy, I think, to overtake on the main straight on the old game. So, yeah, W rebrand, I guess, for the track DRS layout. Not mad, just don't get how easily avoided. The drivers just worked on their way. Mostly just drive trying. Yeah, I mean, like, to drive side by side to win, that's like a tough ask. Not saying drivers don't have any friends, but like, when are you getting together to do some side by side racing? And I can't lie, if I play my team, I'm disrespecting the AI madly. There's ungodly dive bombs left and right. No chance these little bros get any respect. Okay. It's gonna just drive past here, and so is Jannemann past Kingsman. Oh my god, he is going very deep though. Then again, due to the banking, I think you can afford to go a little bit wider through turn 1. Just as you can here, even though apparently the meta now is to go very tight, because that's what I've seen most of the drivers doing. Both are the first to pit on softs. That is very interesting. I think whoever's behind there just came in as well, Cherry. So apparently 11 laps is auto where it's at. Softs. No, most of them practice. They just need more league experience. Yeah, I think honestly, like, for some people, yes, the tap on Cherry's rear there that we've seen Merc do is just inexperience in league racing. He has not raced in the league, I think, in a while, at least not in ours, and I'm not aware that he's very active in any others. This is just the thing where you don't stick the wheel if you have a better feeling for the league racing. Like, it's not a grave mistake, it's like a tiny thing, but that just crashes you in the normal player environment. Okay, Jannemann drifting a little bit. I wonder if it is wise for Kingsman to go for the undercut, or whether he just exists in this spot because he can slipstream with Jannemann. Who is ahead there? This must be a Racing Bull. Okay, yeah, I can't or couldn't really. The blue that the Racing Bulls have now is the blue that the Red Bulls had in the past game, and the blue that the Red Bulls have right now is the blue that the Alpha Tauris had last game. which is why it was very confusing to just now try to see who is where. Kingsman's gonna go past Yanneman again. I think is that Cherry there, racing with Seagull. Yeah, he's just chilling behind him, I guess. He's not gonna complain about a little bit of a tow. He has fresher tires, of course. I'm not sure if he's actually being held up by Seagull, or if the pace difference compensates for the lack of tires on the Aston's car. Not a good day to be a Cherry X Merc fan. Yeah, I mean, they collabed, but to neither of the two's enjoyment. Not sure if Seagull is enjoying the predicament he's in right now. Cherry is for sure quicker in some of these turns. But then again, he might hold Seagull up in other places. Actually, he might just enjoy the slipstream of the Red Bull, the Racing Bull a little bit there. Lancelot back into P2, Yanneman and Kingsman still going here, and still bleeding time. Eric just got Randro, who is now going for hard. Not sure where he was before. He must have been judging how long people are driving on the softs here. I think soft medium is going to be the strat for most of them then, if they're still fine on these softs. Seagull is capping when he said he turned offline. I mean, he was struggling more last week. I'm not sure if he has practiced more or is already goated with the sauce in the Netherlands, but yeah, he seems to be very fine. I mean, sure helps that you can take most of these turns here with slightly different lines and it does not matter too much. You run deep into turn 1 or turn 4, for example. You just like take an outside line and it's pretty much the same. Right now he also has a nice little guideline ahead of himself with Cherry. No, Cherry is getting away a little bit, but I guess that's to be expected when you have a 12 lap tire difference on the softs. There is a slow Mofa there. Not quite sure what happened here. Oh my god, yeah, he's fucking dead. And there is a safety car. Okay, that is a blessing for the soft runners. I'm not sure if it is so much so a blessing for the medium runners. I'm not sure if you want to take the softs for 20 laps. And also I'm not entirely sure if you want to drive soft versus hard on the last 20 laps. Oh no, hard versus medium, sorry. You're gonna be at the disadvantage either way. Is there anyone who can't really pit due to being too close together? I think not. Astral and Martin, even though they're only 2 positions apart, it's like 10 seconds. Oh, someone's staying out. Wait, what? That must have been a back... Yeah, it was Solar, I think. Which is probably smart to take another lap now and then, like, unlap himself here. I think Cherry will just unlap himself as well, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, hard tires for all the medium runners and medium tires for everybody else. Randro here is slightly unfortunate as well, but it did not end up losing him a position that he needed to go 2 laps earlier. Gonna have a 2-lap disadvantage here on the tires, but honestly that should not be too bad. Interesting choice by Martin to stay out for only 2 track positions. where he could have gone to a fresh set of mediums and probably benefited much more of it. I wonder if he still goes either way here. He does have a little bit of a gap still, but that's gonna massively shrink as soon as he catches the end of the safety car queue. I do think Solar and well, Solar should still probably pit next lap. Okay, not quite sure what the adventure on the grass was for, but fair enough. Hey, little bro. Now go pit. Run in there. No. Okay, I think this is an L strat, but we may see. He literally is in the same position as he is before, so he did not even gain any track position. The only thing he's got going for now is that he is on 11 lap old inferior tires compared to the cars he's been around anyways beforehand. Can I invite you back? Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess maybe. the good strategy choice wasn't even yours. It's just the AI not going into the pits. Oh no, Solar is having a good strat. I think ideally he should have pitted this lap, but yeah, it's probably better than not doing it, I guess. Like, it's better than going into the pits first lap. What is going on here? Why is everybody brake checking? But let's see. Safety car in? Yes, no, maybe. It is another lap, Solar should still pit. Yeah. Another one doom. Trying my best. Oh shit. I accidentally spammed Astral game invite. Whoops! GigaChat AI. Everybody warming their tires. AI is just like, I'ma go straight. Let me be straight. Bum bum bum. Ba-dum bum ba-da-dum. So, I assume safety car is going to come in by the end of this lap. A 4-lap safety car is of course great for all the mediums. If it was even, might have just, honestly. They only, yeah, Astral did send. Like, maybe this was still like the old one that he sent at the start, because I just clicked join and it worked. So he probably invited me, but I never accepted it. Yeah, guess he has some time under. Well, not much going on. Speaking of not much going on, safety cars going on now in the pit. And Seagull is slowing down the field drastically. So let's see what Mr. Bird will cook. Oh, Sid definitely eager to go, but I think we're just going now here. It's not the worst restart by Seagull, I think. He's only getting 0.4, but at least he's not getting overtaken into turn 1. Which is, I think, about as much as you can hope for. And now he has 1 lap time to escape the DRS window on his fresh mediums. That's the tire advantage. One more invite. Man, my guy, how hard is it to click yes? Here you go. Why is there still safety car on? Oh, okay, finally. He's back. Yeah, apparently we're still on the safety car. I just hope it's not the same for the drivers and there's like something being messed up here. Seagull is 0.7 away and he has a little bit of time until the next DRS detection. It's only gonna be the middle zone of the following lap, so he has like the entire first half of the track, which is most of the corners where the tire difference should be noticeable the most, to build the gap, and I think he may be able to make it. Kingsman trying to go around the outside for P3 here. Now has to care to not get overtaken by Jannemann, who backs out pretty quickly though. There's a close one, almost contact there. But in the end, it is Kingsman who does not get the best exit speed here. Sid just about clinging on to the DRS. A few more turns left, and if he can stay in that range, that'd be very great for his race here. Oh, Martin. Oh, it's just battling. Lost a few positions here. Maybe ran deep somewhere. Yeah, Martin, of course, with a... Oh, actually, yeah, no. Martin has a big tire disadvantage here. Everybody else on fresh ones, and he's chosen to stay out on the old ones. It's not going to be easy to keep his position for long. And Jannemann takes P3 here. Ahead of Kingsman and Glensilk here. Took both of them on one straight. And he's still in range of Sid, which is great for him as well. So he might shoot as far as P2. Yeah, I mean, I was talking about how the entire script is flipped in the beginning. And in the end, it might still be Seagull Jannemann 1-2 here. It was a little bit harder for them in the first race, admittedly. But apparently they were able to catch up already. Yeah, another gap forming between the two Williams here. Seems like these top 5 are... Well, they are it in terms of pace. Oh, Jannemann there. Very, very close to the Alpine already. I might jump on board here, but he's not pulling through with his hinted move there with the switchback after turn 1. He's going to be looking at the rear of the Alpine for quite a while now, I think. Probably they're just going to be swapping back and forth. And Seagull pretty much seems gone here. It's just in a different league here. He's gotten the freedom of the beneficial tire choice with the lucky safety car twice now. And both of the times he's just bolted away for 2 seconds. And then slowly extends beyond that. Who let Kingsman be 4th? Yeah, I'm not sure. He's not driving a bad race, to be honest. He qualified, I think, Was it P4 even? It might have been like P6 or so. And he's gained a couple of positions, and now he's had a very beneficial safety car for him. So that he could drive the first half of the race on softs against medium runners. And now, because the safety car was too early for the medium runners to go for softs, they are now having the advantage with mediums over hards as well. And now they are in 1, 2, 3, and I wonder if they can just break free of Sid here entirely. But yeah, Kingsman seems to be very good on the new game, in comparison especially. Quite a bunch of the other drivers struggling a little bit here. Let's see. Middle DRS zone, no overtakes, unsurprisingly. Still gotta get used to this weird, like, throwing your car in the turn handling. That you just do, like, you oversteer intentionally to an extent. And then just catch grip and thus, like, have, like, a way sharper turn in. Kingsman, oh my god, up to P2. Glancelk losing his car a little bit. Oh, Randro got past Eric here, briefly at least, side by side here, through this little section. Oh, and Randro being pushed very, very deep there. Still side by side. Oh, the Williams trying to close the door here. Randro has to lift a little bit. I think he may not even wait until the start-finish straight here. So really pushing onto the Williams, but oh my god, yeah, I was about to say this was not the best turn by him, but this certainly eliminates his chances of getting past Eric on the next straight. Haven't played a league race on this game yet because I'm very bad. I mean, I don't know. As long as you're, like, generally aware that there are other cars, I think you're probably good to go. Pace-wise, we got everything here. 3 wide into turn 1. Oh, this is gonna be so dangerous. Yeah, Sid there almost taking himself and Kingsman out there by locking wheels. I think, like, being bad is not necessarily about pace. Like, pace is one of the aspects. If you can, like, manage to drive around other people, like, tightly, I guess probably even still gonna be good for this one here. I think the pace difference from the top to around the P10 to 12 area there, it's like 1.5 seconds. So even if you're, like, not on god tier pace, could probably still do alright in this one. And, like, consistency is not to be underestimated. Like, yeah, I don't know. You can go as fast as you want. Like, Randro is probably way faster than the 5 cars ahead of him. But he just spun. So, like, doesn't matter if he's fast or not. Well, no changes in the group anymore here, really. Jannemann stays P2 pretty consistently, and Kingsman stays in P3 as well. And neither Sid nor Glancelk have swapped position much. A tire difference here really kicking in. Hard for the hard runners to even get some free air here at all. I'm not sure how bad dirty air is on the tire temps in this game. How bad it is to follow for consecutive laps. Because I'm not entirely sure if it is a thing in real life anymore, right? Like the times where you were told to attack for 2 or 3 laps, and then drop back for 2-3 seconds to not kill tires are, like, kinda over, no? Are there, like, time trial requirements? Yes. If you go to the Discord, and I think it's like there's a sign up forum with all the info. if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Kingsman is just running wide. There's 2 tracks somewhere. I think it's Hungary and either Austria or Jeddah, Australia or Jeddah. I can't remember right now. But those were like the tracks in the last few years, and I think like 2 of them are sign-up tracks for this year again. But yeah, there's like no real seeding. Oh my god, and Kingsman, he's spinning out. He's doing what Randro just did a few laps prior. Might have even been the lap prior. And he goes all the way down to 5th and now has to worry about Eric here. Spanish Inquisition is about to, yeah, really take a hit on Kingsman, I guess, if he doesn't care. Kingsman's still on very hot tires. I think that's not to be underestimated. If you spin once, it's pretty hard to recover just because it's hard to stay on track because your tires are so warm. Now here comes Eric in the Williams. And he's going to P5 here for now. A nice little move. Yeah, benefiting off that mistake Kingsman just made. Well, this did benefit Jannemann though. I think he's now free of the DRS of Zitan Glensalk, who maybe had to take evasive action here. Oh, well, as I say that, he's dropping back in it, but, oh wow, holy moly. Must have had a very bad line through there. Glensalk just gained 3/10 as if it was nothing in 2 turns. Okay, the fight is not over yet for Jannemann. Could not quite break free. Let's jump down to some other duels in the meantime, though. I think like 0.7 is not enough to make a move on the main straight. Cherry, however, just, yeah, getting past Emil's by getting better traction. And I think he even, yeah, he's still got the DRS, so he can potentially still close up to Hansen and Astral a little bit, who are trying to get past Martin. And I think Hansen just successfully did that. What do we have here? Eric front tire looked a little bit dirty. I wonder if he got off track in the battle with Kingsman. They were side by side for a little while. Oh my god. Jannemann is gone. Oh, this turn really like does it to all of them here. Randro spinning out. Kingsman spinning out, Jannemann just majorly overshooting. Gonna lose another second or so with the dirty tires. And further down, we have a little bit of a battle going on here. Martin, of course, on mega old hards here. Oh my, he is just all over the place. That was so much curb that he took into that turn. I mean, he seems to be okay. He only needs to do 5 more laps. Maybe he can just survive it. Going for the overtake on Hansen again. Ooh, and Astral even. A little bit of a reach here, but he can get better traction around the outside of this turn 1. And there he is. Up into P8. A decent performance by the 2 McLarens here, both in the points. I think they won't be too sad about that. And the 2 Racing Bulls here, of course, as well, battling out for the last points after coming together early in the race. A little bit of a slide here for Cherry. I think Emils may have a chance. Not really though. Our tires still not quite able to get the same amount of traction as the mediums here. Positional changes up here with the DRS, as these 2 have been doing it for most of the race. Wonder if Jannemann can still catch again. It's 3 seconds. He needs like half a second per lap, and then He also still needs to go past, which is probably the more difficult feat, even if he can make the time back up in the limited time the race is still going. But yeah, Glenn Selk and Sid, both Dutch as well, so of course they will want to stay as stand as high on the podium as they can. Don't think anybody's catching Seagull unless Seagull makes some sort of mistake. In this group here, everything's still pretty possible though. I mean, Astral and Cherry, of course, have the added handicap of a time penalty. Okay, yeah, Seagull is not really slowing down neither at all. Getting fastest lap here. Yeah, the Lapley position change there between P2 and 3. Just a matter of being in the right position in the penultimate lap, so that you go ahead into the last one, I think. Not entirely sure if you can make the overtake happen before the start-finish line, so I think you would rather be ahead coming into the last DRS zone. Randro retiring in the pits. Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. This one mistake ruined a otherwise pretty good performance for him. Yeah, really unlucky for the Red Bull drivers here. Both of them not getting to the finish. Ooh, and that's a neat little move by Cherry if he can make it stick. Hansen there still not on the inside anymore. We see him in the rear mirror. Now fully behind. Yeah, not the usual overtaking spot really by Cherry there, but he's got good grip through these few turns, and then was just able to make his way around his teammate. Now able to attack Astral in the car ahead. Astral, who did not seem to have the best exit there at all, lost a good amount of time to his teammate, even though Martin is on the old hards. And they're still, honestly, they're sticking quite well with Eric here as well. It's only 1.3 seconds for Eric to Martin. And Eric himself is, yeah, maybe it's really on Kingsman here. Maybe Kingsman is actually, like, I don't know, fried his tires in his spin or so. As Eric seems to be able to keep up pretty well with the Aston too. Sid now going ahead into this turn already. He has full ERS, and so has Glenn Selk. These two really prepared for last lap showdown. Gonna be very interesting. They're like on perfectly leveled playing field here. It's not quite the last lap just yet. There's 2 more laps to go, so Glenn Selk may be a little bit over-eager with his overtake, but I'm not sure if you can actually stay ahead until the start-finish line, if it is the last lap. Gonna be very interesting to see. Yeah, Eric has gained some more time against Martin and also against Kingsman here. Janneman is not getting closer to P2 and 3 at all. Caution, sector 1. Oh no, this is Hansen and Emils here. These two must have come together. Can he get out here even at all? Yeah, at least he can get going again. But yeah, this is the thing, like hot tires, dirty tires, wheel spin. Not easy to get your car stable and going again. Okay, last lap for Seagull. Let's see who will go into this last lap ahead. Seems like Sid has the overspeed on the outside. That's a cross there to stop Glenn from countering. And Glenn has used so much energy already. Wonder if it's all too much. Here's a rear end, little rear end coming through. I do hope no damage for Glenn here. He's still relatively close behind Sid and can probably make up the little gap that he needs to be a threat. Oh, but it's 0.5 seconds now and growing. Wonder if there's like slight front wing damage that makes it hard for Glenn to follow through these turns, but maybe he's just pushing too hard here because he knows it's the last chance for him to go past here into start finish straight here. Missed the braking zone and is now half a second behind. He needs a bangin' last turn here, but I think it ain't it here. This might be enough for Sid. Seagull wins the race pretty much uncontested, and Sid comes home in P2. Let's see if Kingsman can still make a counter against Eric, but I don't think this was the exit he needed. And the Williams of Eric will come home in P5. Martin, against all odds honestly, makes it work on 31 lap old hard tires. I'm gonna be real, I mega doubted him. But he still, I think, pretty much kept his track position, even though he did not pit when everybody else went. So, yeah, I mean, Martin is just smarter than all of us, I guess. Very nice strategy, very nice to make it work and have the pace to stay ahead against the opposition around him. Hansen here plagued by incidents, unfortunately. To what extent they were his fault, I cannot judge yet. But yeah, there was a very wild race further back. And yeah, Jerry drive of the day at least. I think he got into the top 10, even on P9 or so. So that's cool for him. Very quick race, I think, here overall. But yeah. Holy moly. Martin got it from you. Yeah, maybe he has. Maybe he has. Has been relatively clean apart from his formation lap incident as well. I think he has been caught in something at some point, but I'm not entirely sure. Hold. 2 Dutchies on the podium on the Dutch Grand Prix, and well, Seagull starts to finish domination victory here. Has not let, I think, for a single second. So, yeah. Congrats to the man. Fastest lap as well. Pole position. He's done it all this race weekend to come out ahead of Glenn Selk and Sid. So, do we get to see? It seems like we don't. Well, I think it was Janneman P4, Eric P5, Kingsman P6, Martin P7, Astral P8, and then it must have been Charian 9th, Emilson 10th. So that's our points finishes. A fast lap, as I said, goes to Seagull. But yeah, honestly, can't say this wasn't an entertaining race here. A little bit chaotic for sure, but apart from that, very nice one. Dutch GP does not disappoint again here. Next time round, we're gonna be in Baku, which is, yeah, I wouldn't say it's always a shit show, but it sure is a spectacle in Formula Sundays. So yeah, make sure to be there the same time around next Sunday as well. And yeah, till then, enjoy your weeks, enjoy your evening, and yeah, stay healthy. See you then. And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays.